All right, welcome back. So I'm gonna do another Miniverse Make It Mini Lifestyle. But before I do, just wanted to show the mushrooms. So these are the two mushroom candles. You can see the red didn't quite come off on the big one, but here is the tiny little guy. There's actually enough resin left over that I made a second little mushroom. So no candle, just a regular little mushroom. So that was really cute. So now we will move on to this guy. And once again, this is series 2. I do have some series 1s that I will probably get into soon. But I'm kind of really enjoying these ones because I'm really hoping to get the little teacups that match the teapot. And that would be awesome if I could get matching. It would be even better if the second layer would rip nicely for me. Alright. It's ripped. It's open. Alright. I have a feeling it's another, well, maybe a mushroom. So we got the tray. And just to go over all of the options again, so there's the pink teapot, the green, the calico, the tabby. We have the two different mushrooms, a marble candle and a two-tone candle, and then some plants. So let's start. We'll open this little tiny paper wrapped one. So it's another, oh, it's a cute little tray. It's another, the mini post, and it has the different projects in it. You can see there's the teapot, the candles. So these are really cute pieces. Oh, we got some tools. I have a feeling we have to mix colors. So we got the legs and another spatula. We have a pink bag that says thank you. And this one has the sandpaper. Is that it? Okay, the whole bag for sandpaper. This, this one feels like a mold. It's another pink one that says thank you. So it is a candle, because I do see wicks here. And we have another measuring cup. And this one has pictures of the mushrooms and the other candles. So this is the mold. Okay, we got more mushrooms. I wonder if it's going to be the white ones again, or the red and white ones, or the other ones, because there were 2 sets. So if it's the pink and purple ones, that would be really cool. And since I didn't get any stickers, I'm guessing this is the purple and pink ones. And so neon pink, and then there is some purple dye. So that's awesome. At least I have both sets of the mushroom candles, and I actually now will have 2 molds for these, because I do plan on just getting regular UV resin at some point. So these silicone molds will be great to keep. Alright, so let's look at our instructions. So we have everything that's here. I have to stick the wicks in. Oh, so you just swirl it. You don't fully combine it. Oh, that's going to be cool. So no matter what you do, I'm actually surprised this one doesn't have a little fill mark like the last ones. So, but it looks like you fill it to about here. And so this one is completely all multicolored. There's no individual coloring. If I get a duplicate one of this, I think I would do like the bottom's purple and the top's pink or something. But I'm actually kind of curious to see what the swirl looks like. So once again, there are the little holes that hold your little wicks. And we are going to put a bunch of pink goo into our... Wow, that is neon. Oh, that is definitely pinker than I was expecting. Kind of reminds me of Pepto-Bismol at this point. If anyone remembers what that was like. So I'm curious because the red and white one said to fill it to a certain point and then stop and fill up the rest with the red. And that took it up to the top line. But that really only mostly just filled the mushrooms. So I think I'm just going to put in a little bit more pink. I don't know, I might have to fill it up a second time and do some extra purple. So we will see. Now, because it does say drops and then you swirl, I am going to put the little funky nozzle on our sapphire. Oh, I guess it's not really purple. It's technically blue. All right. So I got my dye ready. Okay, this is really hard to squeeze this little tiny bottle. Okay, so that's what it looks like. And I'm going to try to do the marbling effect. I've never been overly good at that. I feel like I need a little bit more of the blue. I don't feel like there's enough. Okay. So I put in 2 more drops of the blue. And I'm just going to pull this up and down. Okay. So we'll try that and see what happens. Now, I did learn from the last time that these actually take a long time to cure. So I'm going to just fill the top of the mushroom. And then I'm going to give it probably a couple minutes, maybe a little bit more under the UV light so that it gets partially cured. See, I don't even think there's any blue in the bottom of this one. And if you are hearing the cat screams, I apologize. Apparently the cats are killing each other. I will be right back. Just going to throw this under the light first. So if hopefully this is where I edited to the end of. If not, I'm just gonna wait for the 2 minutes to be up. The neon glows really really interesting under this light. Okay, so these have been under for 2 minutes. And I don't know if you can see, they are still very squishy on the top. So I'm going to throw them back under for 2 more minutes and get the rest of this ready for the next pour. So somehow I'm going to try and squeeze out some more. Well, I'm not overly concerned about the drops anymore, because dropfuls don't seem to be doing a lot. So I'm going to do a couple big blobs of blue. Put that lid on. Turn it upside down, because if there's any left, I'm going to use it to make a third mushroom. And I'm going to add pink into this. And I will do the same here. So I'm just going to zig back and forth. This looks a lot more marbled. So if you're going to do one of these, what I would recommend, now seeing how marbled this is pour a little pink, put some blue in, then pour a little more pink, because that looks way more marbled than what I actually got. Let's throw that out. So this is obviously the little tray. I actually kind of like the wood base of the other mushrooms. I think it's a little cuter. But I am at least excited to get the second set of mushroom candles. Really wish it had been my calico teacups, but there's still a chance that those might be in one of the other ones I have not opened yet. So this is the third ball, and I honestly can't remember how many I bought at this point. All right, so this has been under twice now. This feels a lot harder. The top is starting to feel hard, but it's still squishy. So we're going to just pour in the base here. And this little tiny guy. So the base looks like way more tie-dye. Way more tie-dye than the original. The top part. So yeah, I would definitely change up how I do that again. So I'm going to put it back under for a couple minutes. And bring out my other mold. Since I have both of these here, I might as well do that now. So I'm going to see what I can get for blue dye to come out. So I'll just put that there. There's actually a pretty decent amount of blue left. I don't know if you can see me dumping it in here. But as I said, it's really hard to squeeze this little tiny bottle. So that guy is empty. And I'm going to put a bit more pink. And I'm hoping that's enough to just do the top. So I'm going to mix this up fairly decent. And then I'm going to do the bottom all pink. So it's going to be more of a... It looks more blue than pink. And then I will fill the bottom up more pink than blue. I probably should have went with the smaller mushroom now that I'm looking at this. But I am committed to the big one now. Okay, let's see if I can scrape any more out. Get as much out of here as I possibly can. All right, so just like last time, that is dried really quick. I am going to pop it out of the plastic because I do find that when they're tilted on their sides, it does a better job at hardening. So 2 minutes that way. And so this almost filled up the big one. So, ooh. Okay, now that I'm being creative, I just had a really cool idea. All right, I'm going to dump the rest of the pink in here. Whatever I can get out, if I can get any out. Uh-oh. All right, we're spooning it out. Maybe. Maybe not. Oh, there is some coming. So I do have a habit as a crafter. I keep extra pieces of things. So one of the things I have been really good about keeping is if there's some resin left in the containers, I try to hold on to it. Just because you never know, and I don't like throwing away stuff that I think I can use, which at times is a horrible trait. It's also the trait of a teacher. So I tend to keep a lot of things that I should probably just chuck. So I feel like that should be enough, but I'm going to put a little bit. So in one of my many containers, time to rotate the mushrooms. I have kept tons of different ones, some of the clear ones, some of the different waxes for candles. So this one is ivory. I believe this is some that I had left over from the mushroom, the white and red mushrooms. So I'm just going to add what I can get out of here, just to hopefully have enough for what I'm thinking. And I can pull that out too. So these little spatulas are great because they reach in there really well. And scrape down the edges. So, as I said, hopefully that's enough for what I am thinking of doing. And then if you watched my Harry Potter video, You know that I had some glitter left. So I'm kind of thinking of putting some glitter in here and seeing what happens. Not too much, but I still did have half the bottle from doing the first one. So I want a little bit of sparkle in the bottom. So let's just mix this up. So it's not super glittery, if you can see in here, but I think it'll look really cool. And as I said, sometimes you just have to experiment and have fun. So we're gonna top this puppy up. All right. Put all those pieces there. Now my light has gone off again, so I'm gonna check these guys. So it is starting to feel pretty solid. I'm just worried because last time it looked solid and it kind of wasn't. So I think 2 more minutes. This guy's going to take a little bit longer because I didn't do him halfway through, which I should have. So I'm going to do these guys 2 more minutes, and then we will try and unmask them. So I'm going to tilt them again. I find that tilting is probably the best. All right. So as I said, I keep many of the different pieces of my miniatures. A lot of the containers, I don't necessarily display them all. So they kind of become the storage containers for some of my pieces. And I've also found too, for storing, or if you do display, sometimes it's nice to put the back on. I mean, you could paint it, make it look nicer, whatever. But then when you go to move it, you don't have to worry about stuff sliding off, because sometimes they don't quite fit on the shelf. But everyone has different preferences. I'm looking at, when I make some book nooks, I want to use these in them. And now that I have mushroom molds, I think a forest one with a bunch of different colored mushrooms would be really cool. So I'm really excited to look at getting resin for that. Also, because I've been getting a lot of plant ones, I've been toying with the idea of a greenhouse or some sort of plant-based one and trying and seeing how that goes. So, and I don't know if you can actually see under here, but the neon pink glows really freaky. I'm going to try and move my camera. All right, hopefully I can get it back in the same position after I move it. I can't quite tell if you can see under. Probably not. So, oh, that might do better. So ignore the mess behind the light. And it is a great little mini light. So if you are looking for a better one for resin curing, I highly recommend it. It's worked really well for me so far. And now I feel like I've messed up my entire camera angle. So just give me 2 seconds. Okay. So this guy should be done. This guy has a long way to go. So I did find getting them out of these little silicone molds was really rough because you have to stretch, which is why I don't think this was cured enough the first time I did it. And when I squeezed it, it cracked and oozed out. So I'm going to carefully check. And if obviously if the bigger one is good, the little one will be too. Oh, looks like it. It's not coming. I don't see giant spurts of liquid anywhere. Oh, geez. And there we go. So I was right. The base is way more marbled, but you can see some of the marbling in there. So I'm going to get my scissors here and just clip off the end like I did last time. And you do have to file it down because these little ends keep it from sitting flat. So they do need a good quick few times back and forth on the sand pad. I'm going to use the same one because it still has some life in it. I'm going to pull out this little guy. And it's interesting. I see some little bubbles on this one. So, you know, so it looks a little bit there. So I'm just going to kind of drop him under real quick. And he rolls the wrong way. Just going to drop him in and make sure he's good. I'm surprised that the little one had any issues and the big one was fine. Oh, there goes my camera shaking. So, this guy has started to harden. I'm going to throw him. Oh, I might have an air bubble in this mushroom. He might be a funny mushroom. It's okay, he's a pretty funny color already. Yeah. I'm going to just... No, he needs to go... Oh, here we go. I'm going to use the tray from the wicks to just tuck this little guy under and give him a little more. Like I said, the neck part it's really odd that it's only on the little guy, because if anything, I would have thought it would have been both. All right. So here is our first candle. Kind of bummed that they don't have the little mushroom spots, I will say, because I did think those were adorable. But still, and I mean, the mold comes out really clean. So like I said, you can use it again for other projects, which is kind of nice that they're silicone and reusable. So, all right, he should be okay now. And yeah, so it's definitely more pink on top like the other one, and definitely a little bluer on the bottom. And then just gotta file that little stub down. And there we go. So those are the mushroom candles. The little tiny guy is definitely pinker on the top, which is why I said next time I would put blue in do layers so that the bottom wasn't just all pink. But thank you for watching. See you soon.